Okay, let's get this thing going. Couldn't find the mic. It's where Jed left it yesterday. What's going on here? Chat. What? I have no idea what you guys are up to. Good morning. Talking about carving. Okay, well, good enough. Where are we here? You guys are nuts. In a good way, I guess. Okay, we got the grey background here we're carving. Tiny bit of oil here wouldn't hurt to get this thing a bit more visible. Microphone, come on. Microphone doesn't like this sweatshirt. Okay, what I've got here actually, you probably haven't seen this before. I've got a little spray bottle and it's got camellia oil inside. That's the oil we use upstairs for the printers on the back of the barren to keep the barren rubbing smooth across the paper. But carvers also use it too. I just put the tiniest little, I put some oil on my skin here and just rubbed it on. And it really helps to make the lines clear. You know, we can rub away the Gambi paper until there's almost nothing left there, but sometimes if you rub too much, it comes off. So don't do the whole thing in oil because it just starts to get messy with your hands and picks up dust and stuff, but just do patch by patch. Okay, can we get going? Do I need to peruse what's happened here so far? No, just good mornings. Okay. Yesterday was so easy for me with Jed here, you know. He did all the talking, and not all the talking, but whatever, all the directions, and all I had to do was just sit and carve. And it was much easier for me yesterday. There's nobody else here to do this all the time, but if every day there was a wingman, someone to help me with this, then really, boy, I could get some production done and still have a sensible stream at the same time. And we're roughing out the area here first. I'll come back and carve it properly now. Jed's over at the Comic-Con this morning, of course. He's anticipating, he said that they're really expecting it to be quite crowded today. Quite crowded by Tokyo terms, meaning like in, you know, hundreds of thousands of people. I'll be going out there either tonight or tomorrow night to see him after the show is over. We didn't have time for it yesterday, but while he's here in Tokyo, he has to sign a bunch of prints for us. You know, on the Kickstarter campaign, we did that book that's going to consist of 10 of our heroes prints, all bound into a book. And those prints are ready now. We've been printing them, special versions of the prints that have a wide piece of paper so they can be bound together. And we're almost finished. We'd hoped to get them all finished before Jed came, but we've got 9 of them finished. But they all have to be signed and sealed while he's here. So he brought his big red Hanko seal with him. We didn't have time to yesterday, so I'm going out to the show, to his hotel one evening with the batch of 100 prints and stand over him with a whip while he signs and seals them all. Some of the Kickstarter backers are starting to get nervous. Dave, where's my book? Where's my book? You know, it's coming. Everything's coming. But, I should have updated more frequently. You know. In my own mind, I'm so confident about delivering that stuff, I just ignore the Kickstarter thing. Just be quiet and we'll send you your book. But I get it. People are a bit more nervous. Okay, what we're doing here, this is supposed to be scratch brush carving. Scratch brushing, you know, when the brush is sort of running out of ink, leaving a bunch of streaky lines. It's a 2-stage process here. Just carve the rough shape of the lines first. And then when that's done, come here and smash it up to make it look like the brush has run out of ink. So, step by step here. Be careful the back is printed. I need to check what's going on here. Yeah, the running noise is next door. It's the it's the air conditioner. It's the air conditioner heating unit. It's right outside my window here. It runs pretty much 24 hours a day. There's nothing I can really do about that. I'm sorry. Well, actually, maybe there's another noise here. Now that I think about that. Let me try and explain. I'm going to move the mic here near my camera because the camera's making a noise. Now tell me if this is the noise you think that you're hearing. Is that the noise? Because that's the camera and I don't quite know what it's doing. Not it. Noise is gone now. It's my lungs or something. I don't know. Anyway, back to it here. Dave. Here's the basic shape. Cut all the biggest white areas out. Now let's rough it up. Chop, chop, chunk, chunk. Smash. This is why, on a lot of the old prints, if somebody was trying to make a forgery of some of the old prints, anything that uses this kind of scratch carving, there's no way you can do a forgery of it. You can make a reproduction, do something like I'm doing right now. You can make it look similar. You can tap and bang, bang. But there's no way you can make a forgery, because you just get close enough under the magnifying glass and you can see clearly that the dots and smacks and chips are going to be in different places, because they're all applied randomly like this. There's no way the exact same pattern of smashing can be duplicated. Not by hand, anyway. Excuse me. Well, that might do for a first pass. Once we've done test printing, we can see what looks funny. There'll be places that look a bit funny and silly. We come in and bash them up some more. Okay, here's the first group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups. The current piece is not the owl, if that's a question there. What's the current piece? The current piece is this one. I'll pop it in for a minute. This is the current carving. What I'm working on right now, that part I've done, the part I did just now, it's behind the blacksmith's left leg. It's just a bunch of gray streaks that are going to be vertical behind the blacksmith's left leg. Now we'll move around underneath the blacksmith's feet, carving more of these gray splops. Blacksmiths, owls, octopuses. A tiny bit of oil there again, just brings it right up. Okay, just clear around the area first so I can see what I'm attacking. A lot of black that I just removed. Now, just so you know what we're doing, this is the block for the gray splash tones. What I just cut away was the guy's leg. It's okay, the guy's leg is on the key block. We used the key block to transfer over here, just to show where we're going. So don't get panicked because I'm carving away. In a minute I'm going to carve away this whole warrior. He doesn't belong in this block. He's just here to show the position. So don't get confused. You know? When I was first doing all this too, it felt funny to be carving away lines. Doesn't make any difference. This isn't the block for that leg. This is going to be the block for the grey splash. So don't know. It took me a while to get my head around it back at the beginning, you know, these things. Something, you know, once there's a line on the block, it seems strange to carve it away, you know. And tomorrow I'll be taking this face and I'll be chopping away the guy's face. It seems really bizarre to be doing that. It's a different block. It's okay. I hear the question sound. Just a minute, let me finish this little corner. Okay, I hear a question. Ravi, Twitch questions 2, it says. One's from, 3 days ago. Hee hee hee. Not relevant today. Is this color block different to the wood I used for the key block? Yes. It's the same mountain cherry wood. Yes and no. It's the same mountain cherry wood. What we try and do is we try and select nice, good, hard pieces for the key blocks, because obviously the fine lines need a denser wood. For the color blocks, which are usually just flat areas, we would select softer wood. This one's a bit of an anomaly. It's the same piece of wood, the same backside that I used for the key block. This is sort of too soft, but ideally I would have chosen the hardest piece of wood possible for these key lines. This color block, again, ideally I would have chosen a piece that's a bit hard, because there's so many small scratchy lines all over this one. That's the ideal situation. And then a flat color block that just prints flat colors, like that owl background you saw me doing the other day, would be a very, very soft piece of wood. It's all the same mountain cherry. We just go through and try and pick denser or less dense ones as we need for each block. But having said all that, all this is too soft. This piece of wood is way too soft for the job I'm doing right now. We're desperately short of good wood. Hopefully some of that wood we've been finding the last few weeks, and we're going out on another hunt next week. Hopefully we're going to be able to find some nice, harder, denser pieces. Speaking about the wood, it's fun over on the fan page there. There's tons of stuff appearing. I'm so excited to see all that. The people now doing that, posting their prints, making prints, posting their prints. Curious about a couple of things, if I can say this without getting in trouble. As far as I can tell from the usernames and the handle names and stuff over there on that fan page, the 4 or 5 or 6 people who are carving and showing their carving there all seem to be guys. Is this going to be a guy thing, or is that Twitch has just attracted a certain type of people? I'm not sure. Because out in the wider world, people who are trying woodblock printmaking, it seems to be the other way around. I know that group that came here to Japan last year, I think it's the International Mokuhankan Conference, I think was their name. IMC, I can't remember exactly. I'm not part of it. It's an academic sort of thing. It's not my deal. But it seemed to be mostly ladies. And yet here on this, this particular corner of the internet, the fan page that you guys set up for this, seems so far anyway to be mostly guys. Unless I can't tell behind the handle names, I don't know. But it's some fun work over there. Boy, oh boy, it's some fun work. I can see, some of them are clean, some of them have chips and pops and more chips and more pops. That's fine. I've been there. I know exactly what it's like at the beginning. But I can also see the fun, It's so much fun when you're at that stage. Frustrating, but if you're the kind of person that can just see the frustration and just dig through it, and I'm going to be better at this, I'll keep going, I'll be better at this, When I started doing this stuff, I was working in a music store in Canada, selling sheet music and saxophones and stuff like that for school bands, It was a fun job. It was okay. It wasn't a bad way to be making a living, I tried this as a hobby and I just couldn't let go. The guy who I worked for, he's gone now, but he was pretty, I don't know, he knew that I got interested in this, and he sort of shrugged his shoulders. He could see where it was going, and he knew I was going to be sort of leaving one day to go and do this, but he was also figuring, like, Dave, he likes this woodblock. Maybe there's no way he can make a living at it, so he's okay. He thought he was safe, you know. Turned out not to be like that. You know, I was able to make the leap. But he encouraged it because he knew that, he knew, quote, in quotation marks, that I wouldn't be able to make it. So it was no threat to him. You know, let your employee have his fun playing with the stuff, and he'll always be here because he's got to make, you know, he's got to pay his rent and stuff. So he strung along. He strung along with my experiments and taking a leave of absence to come to Japan and look up more details and stuff. You know, he must have just been laughing to himself. You know, go for it, Dave. Yeah, go for it. He want to be a printmaker. Go for it. He must have just been laughing. He was a good guy, though. Hunter was a good guy. And I brought good value to the company, so it's okay. We both got what we needed. So. What? Dave going off on a foul-mouthed tirade? What? I've got down Francis's Williams. I keep calling him Francis. God. Williams print here. For those of you who didn't catch this yesterday, let's do this. Let's do this. Can I zoom out a bit? Here it is. Here's the prints that Jed brought with him. There's 10. I need 10 copies here. Oh, the camera's focusing today. Look at this. Here we go. Very nice carving. Look at this. Very nice carving. Hee hee. Very nice work. William, is it okay to say some things about this print on the stream? I don't mean, I'm not going to diss it, but can I say some things about how it's been done, or should I write to you separately later on? Don't worry, I'm not going to say anything bad. What I mean is, just some comments about something about the printing and the paper choice and stuff like that. Okay, I know when Jed gave it to me, I looked at it, and it's probably not going to show in the stream under the camera here. When you look at the paper, you can see there's a sort of a shiny speckly on the surface here that's on one side and not on the other side. And then when you hold it up to the light, and when they make paper, they're dipping it in the vat, you know, and they rock, and then they stack the wet paper up, blah, 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 blah. At that point, there's no front and back to the paper. But after they've squeezed all the water out of it, then they peel the wet sheets up. You've seen videos of it. Peel the wet sheets up and they put them on either boards to dry or a wet hot plate to dry. And at that point, that's where the front and back become defined. The wet paper gets peeled off the stack and put onto this board. The side on the board is now the front of the paper. And then they brush on the back wait till it's dry, peel it off, and away it goes. So the part that was against the board is the front, the part that you've got the brushing is the back. You've actually printed these on the back side. Now it doesn't matter in one sense, it's the same washi, it's the same, you know, I know fiber, mulberry fibers, but the tone of the surface, the paper was smoother on one side and it had these streaky brush strokes on the other side. And you've printed on the side with the streaky brush strokes. Doesn't matter, it's a feeling and a taste. That doesn't make any difference. But the other thing is, the people who sized this, and I don't know if it was you or whatever, one side, the side that you've printed on, is really strongly sized, and that's where that speckle shiny is coming from. There's too much alum, Japanese, too much alum in the sizing. And because of that, color doesn't want to go in the paper. And you must have been really frustrated sometimes. Some of these are darker tigers. Some of these are darker tigers and some of these are lighter tigers. And I can see you've been pushing and pushing and pushing and trying to get the color to go in the paper. It didn't go inside. Actually, that's okay. This is not a woman in deep kimono that needs to be a flat color. It's a tiger. It looks a little speckledy and smooth and organic and alive, like a tiger should look like. So the print is okay. It's not that the prints are not good. The prints have a very nice feeling. But if you're going to try and get deeper, richer color, try printing on the front side of the paper, and maybe it's not quite sized quite so strongly. If you've still got some of the same paper left, try making some of it wet and printing on the other side. It should be a big difference. These are so nice. I'm so happy to have them here. They're going to go in the shop. The ladies are printing labels for them today. They're going to be in the shop. What's today? Today's Friday. They'll be in the shop sometime over the weekend. We won't have them online. For other people who are looking for this, we won't have them online at Jed's web shop. If I understand this correctly, Jed's the place where these are going to be available online, and we here are going to have them in our shop. Paying, of course, Francis a percent, and he's going to pay Jed a royalty, I guess. I don't know how that part of it works. Anyway, very, very happy to see these. They're going to go with pride into the guest corner of our shop. And more. You got a pre-size. So these are, this is from Matsumoto-san, is it? I don't recognize a particular genre of paper, I don't know. It looks okay, but definitely the sizing is too much, I think, by our own standards here. So. They're online now. Jed's web shop, if you get a link, put a link in so people can see. No, we're not going to ban these. The prints are fine. I'm not, whatever. Okay, I better actually do some work here too, excuse me. I think the other day, or a couple weeks back, whatever, when Jed first put that tiger print, I think he did it on his Facebook page or Instagram page. I don't know, whatever. I don't follow all those. But he put it on there, and Facebook sent me a link, like you have been, must have been Facebook then. Facebook sent me a link, you have been mentioned in a post or whatever, how they do that. So whatever, I click over to see it. And it's on Jed's Facebook page, and it's Francis Williams' print here. And somebody had popped into the thread and said, but, what about Dave? Like Jed had sort of abandoned me and he's going to have prints done with somebody else from now on, So we laughed about that, So Jed and I were talking about this on the stream yesterday, There's no, whatever, I'm laughing, there's no question of competition. Just, we love this idea so much that other people are doing this, other people are getting good at it. It's just, I couldn't have imagined it would be going like this, you know. Not sure how accurate to make this. I mean, this is scrappy brush strokes, so do I have to copy every little tiny dip and dab? I don't know. I think as long as I give it a scribbled effect, it's all right. Excuse me, sorry. Don't know how long it's going to take me to shake off this cough. Started like a month or so ago when Jed came. Can't blame it on him, but it's the season. Cameron's coming, and he's doing an early shift these days. He's trying to figure out the best commuting time, you know. He lives about 30 minutes away on the train. And the original idea was to try and avoid rush hour, but, you know, there are jobs here that need doing in the morning, getting the orders set up for the Ome workshop. So there's no way around it. He's got to come in at some busy time, no matter whichever way. Hey,
morning.
Still crowded, right? You can't find a... There's no way around it, you know, to do that thing with the Ome work in the morning, you know. Not sure what to say, you know.
Yeah.
It's only, what is it, 27 minutes?
If I catch the rapid. Otherwise, it can go up to 32, 35, and 40.
All right, well, I'm going to cry some tears because to get from my place is 2.5 hours. So
I know.
There are far worse commutes in Tokyo than that.
Oh, yes.
So.
There are.
But you don't get a seat, obviously, from where you start, right?
What was that?
You don't get a seat.
Yeah, actually, I did for the last half of it today, which was lucky. Usually I do not.
So do you do that game? You try and stand in front of somebody, or you learn the faces, who gets off at to send you and stuff like that?
I don't know any faces yet.
Yeah, but that's, you try and look at it. You get on the same train.
Yeah.
If you get on the same time train and the same carriage, it's going to be a lot of the same people.
Mm-hmm.
And you learn that girl, she gets off at
This one.
this one.
Yeah.
So, you go and stand in front of her. Or he, or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm not being... They'll do it to you, The little old ladies will come and stand in front of the phoner because they know.
I'll stand
You haven't
up.
had that yet?
Oh, yeah.
I've had that. The little old lady gets on the train, she looks around, sees you, sees us, and says, "Oh my God, there's one on the train." She comes and stands right in front of you, Because she knows we have this trigger.
Get up.
Get up, yeah. So the whiter my beard gets, I don't know, the less I'm not going to play that game, lady. The chat is super active this morning.
Oh, wow.
Before I got here, there's like 2 pages of this stuff up here.
I'll be right back, and then I'll take some pictures.
Okay. Oh, good. Yeah. Well, the camera's going to be back in a few minutes. He's going to help me this morning. I need some pictures for of the work here.
To announce.
For a Kickstarter update. As I said, the Kickstarter natives are getting restless about where's the book? Does Dave live in Asakusa or Ome? I live in both. My legal house is Ome. The house itself is Ome. It's 2.5 hours commute one way. So I can't stay there. I go once a week, not even once a week, twice a month, maybe sometimes. There's a repairman coming today to the Ome house to put a new gas heater in. The old gas heater died. I forgot to charge the battery. Actually, it's there. It might need a quick charge. I'm sorry.
For the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, I just brought my own because I'm more familiar with it.
Okay, good. No, go for it. Oh, you know what you're doing. That's right. I forgot. You guys are playing with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you want. You know what the need is. Something for the webpage there and for the Kickstarter. Well, this isn't Kickstarter. So no connection with that.
For announcing this series, right?
And maybe even if there was one shot in the group that if they could catch maybe this thing in the background, so we could mention that.
Okay.
No, really, to help promote the Twitch thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to zoom back in. I zoomed out to show William's print.
Oh, fun. This one here.
Yeah. Have you had a look at it yet?
Not up close, no.
It looks good.
Oh, good, and they both sign it.
We're back on. I forgot to zoom in. Okay, thanks. And I'm not catching a tenth of what's happening on the chat here. No idea.
There's always a lot going on in the chat.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Today it's a busy one.
Let's see if this will work.
And what Cameron's doing, I asked him to come in and take some pictures of this morning because I've got to open the website later today. The website's December 1st, so the new series is going to be officially announced this afternoon. And we needed some pictures for the website, just to show that it really is stuff.
It exists.
Do I need to pause and stop, or I just keep going, right?
No, you just keep
gonna-
going. I'll just be in the background. Get the computer screen back to. Let's see if this light helps. Ah, there. I don't know if that reaches you at all.
No, I don't think so. You need more light than this. It's so bright. Well,
Oh, it is bright. But I wanted to get a little bit of your face too, which is not bright.
well, there is another light here that can be popped on.
yeah,
I don't know.
that's true.
It's we keep it off because it's noisy. It buzzes in the microphone.
Right.
But if you need it, pop it on.
See how close I can get to.
your own pictures and stuff? Where are they? On Instagram and things? Do you do that mostly?
No, I haven't used any Instagram. Oh, I think
So what do you,
Catherine's
is it a
uploaded
website?
some. Yeah, we've got a little photo blog that I...
Of what, life in Japan and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's, can you speak to the Twitch here to how they can find it? I don't know.
Yeah. If you want. We haven't updated it in a while. It'd be cool.
Now, Cameron and his wife have been living in Japan for, I guess it's 3 years plus now, right?
Yeah.
3 to 4.
Not at first 3. Together it's been a year and a half, but separately
whatever.
we've got 3 and
we
3.
don't need to go there. We don't need to go there. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah.
They're both interested in photography, so they've got a photo blog, right?
Yeah. And I think it is...
Can you describe it so people can find it?
Yeah. Hilker, so my last name, Hilker, hilkerphotography.com. I think she finally bought
a website.
I think she bought the domain, yeah.
Hilker Photography. That sounds like a business. Is there something going on here that I don't know about?
No.
Are you moonlighting?
Nope, not me. She wants to, I think, but haven't done anything with it.
So what, one word, hilkerphotography.com.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what are we going to find there?
What?
What are we going to find there? What are we going to see?
I've got lots of pictures from the last several years of
living
here, and most of it is in really rural Japan, so there's lots of mountains, lots of snow, trees, mountains.
Trees.
Oh yeah, I said mountains. Rivers. A lot of that. But actually, in January, when I came here, I came to Asakusa once with my previous job in a travel agency, so I've got pictures of...
Sensoji Temple and stuff?
Yes, but it was kind of fun.
The guys are really slow today. There's no link yet. I mean, it's the whole 10 seconds is gone.
The whole 10
There it is,
seconds.
there it is.
All
Hey,
right.
Congratulations.
Was I right on the URL? So I haven't used it in a
I've
while.
been enjoying that part of this. You know, you mention something and
someone else.
seconds later somebody has linked to it. It's like having a secretary. The doctor's there, nurse, scalpel. You know, this.
Boom, there it is.
There it is.
All right. We are not professionals. Don't be nice. No.
What are you talking about? Oh, you mean photography? Okay.
Yeah, my pictures and stuff.
I thought you were talking about me here.
No, you're absolutely a professional. But be nice, everyone. You, not a professional.
No, I can take a joke. It's okay. Were you in on the little bit of a chaos with Jed yesterday afternoon after he left here?
I heard you told me a little bit, but I didn't see what happened. Did he end up coming back?
No, and he's so much like me. You know, he's too nice sometimes.
Too nice.
No, it's being a nice guy. We're some of it's built in the DNA, and our mother's trained us to be nice and stuff. It's okay, nothing wrong with that. But sometimes being nice, too nice, or thinking too much of other people, ends up making more trouble than it.
Than you wanted.
Yeah. I can tell the story. It's okay. It's nothing bad about Jed. He came here yesterday from the airport. He had 2 suitcases. Put them in the station locker or whatever. Then came here pretty much empty-handed. And we were holding for him the prints to take to the show because he shipped them here in advance. So here's the guy now with 3 things to take with him to the convention: 2 suitcases, rollers, but suitcases, and 1 box. And we're like, no problem. Matsumura-san can go with you. Matsumoto-san. Matsumura-san can go with you and do this. And he's like, no, I'll do myself. No, don't bother you guys, blah, 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 blah. Like, how are you going to get 3 of these things out there to... So we're trying to convince him, we can do it. Just let Matsumura-san go with you. It's okay. It's not a big deal. The train fare, whatever, He's, no, I'll do it by myself. No, it's okay. But don't bother you guys. So finally, he just leaves. He leaves by himself to do this. Okay, well, okay, Jed, right, whatever. Okay, anything you say. Thank you for the concern.
Yeah.
And he messages me on Skype, not calls. He messages. I'm on my way back. So we start to get ready. Matsumura-san gets his coat and shoes and gets ready to help Jed to do this. And then another SMS a few minutes later after this. Nah, I'm on a taxi. I'm on my way out there by myself. So he's been going back and forth with all these bags, dragging him along the street. He's just too much of a nice guy. We're so much willing to help.
Yeah.
So he must have spent a fortune, a taxi from here to Makahari.
I have no idea how much
That's going to be at least Ichima yen, 10,000 yen, easily. So it's well over $100.
It's got to be. Oh, it's okay. I'm just taking a million pictures.
Whatever, just, you know what we need for that page, 2 or 3, you know.
Yeah.
And maybe what we should do, so they can't all be the same thing. So
Right.
get a shot of this, and then maybe at the end of the stream here, I can pose with the key block
Okay.
or something, and then whatever. And
Okay. If I remember right on the previous ones, you've done mostly carving. Do you want one of
the previous one was
entirely
done
you, or-
because I had no choice. The previous one was the full process, so I showed a few photographs, carving
Right.
the key block, printing a color block,
the
and
color
then
block.
there's the finished print, bang, bang,
Right.
bang. And I don't have that, so
Yeah.
that'll do for now. Then let's do this. And then when we finish the stream, we'll pose with something else, just to get a variety.
Sounds good.
And if you want to sit a minute and watch the stream,
Pop in, see how mean everyone was.
so, what time are we? It's just 9, so we've about a half an hour left.
Yeah.
Well, there's lots of questions for you. Here you go. Over to you. Is this in Japan? Car rentals, whatever. Where you go, sir?
Okay.
Carefully print.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
And the
Wires.
wires,
Okay.
I'm always pulling things down.
Good. And let me know if I'm out of range in something or whatever.
Hi. Let me jump back. HB Thingy receives 1 point because he's the one who sent the link. Yes, thank you.
Well, so every now and then, can you do this? Can you
Yeah.
click into the chat there?
Okay. Into the chat.
Do a Command A
Yeah.
and just copy it. Every
Just
minute
copy
or so.
it, yeah.
So.
Okay.
I still haven't got a script running that will do that for me automatically. So. Don't do it more than 20 times because it gets lost.
Yeah. Now it comes out. Dave's only a hobbyist. Yeah, right. That house cabin, that was in Virginia. Whoever said that. The real Lendix, I think. Dave's an NHK TV actor. That's your main job now.
I wouldn't call it an actor. Presenter is the word they use.
Turn that off. That is Budley. Okay, see what else. That. Oh, thanks. Thanks for the screenshot, guys. That's I sent a link of a photo from our wedding. Let's see, what camera? I usually use whatever's around, but usually the Sony Alpha 6000 is what I'm using right now. Oh, yep, and someone else already got it. Camera. Yeah, there are some pictures that are not in Japan.
Oh, I should move
Let
the
me
mic. Okay, so
Oh, okay. I don't know if you can hear me.
put the mic up in between the two of us.
Okay.
Put it here
Right
when we
here.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Let's see, pick 13 in landscapes. Surely that's not in Japan. I don't remember. What? Let me check there. There are some that are not in Japan. You're right. 3,
In the
4,
browser.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wait, 13, the one with the snowy cabin? If that's the one you're talking about, that actually is in Japan. That's where I was living before. But there are some from Utah there too. Let's see. And I'm not actually from Utah, but I did go to BYU. So I've lived in Utah for a few years, but I'm from Indiana. Let's see. Hey, thanks for the compliment, fellow photographer, Corin Gami. Thank you. Jumping down. So,
I hear the fans running. Have we got something going on there?
oh, drop only 12 frames total. Drop 0.0%. Working hard on processing this. Copy. Okay. And right now. Dave, did you see the Thor movie yet?
What's a movie?
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought you might say. No. Wow. Let's see. Oh, they've got a suggestion for a script or a bot, something that'll record the Twitch chat.
Yes.
If you want.
So.
Called Chatty.
There is. So no, I simply haven't had a minute to look at it. I tried to write my own, and I couldn't get the access worked out the other night.
Okay.
But yes, thanks for the suggestion. It's just waiting for me to get around and do it.
Okay,
So.
cool. thanks for the suggestion.
Yeah, no, it's actually supposed to be really easy, but I couldn't get the password working for some reason.
Back again with if the chat talks about something else other than carving, Dave gets a lot of work done.
So, exactly.
Sounds right. So I'm here to distract you.
Go for it. Talk about photography, anything.
Oh, we've got a carving-related question. How do you prevent the wood from chipping during carving? It's just hardwood, is that?
It's a funny question. I mean, the wood doesn't chip by itself. I mean,
Yeah.
no. I mean, I'm not trying to be too sarcastic here. Chipping is something that's done when you do the wrong thing. So it's not a question of how do I prevent it. When I was looking at the things in the Facebook fan page this morning, there are lines, and there's people with the lines as chipped. And to do a line, stage one is we're cutting. The knife goes in to a certain depth and cuts along the line. Then at some point, a little bit later, you come along with a tool like this, and you're clearing away the outside wood. And if you move this tool below the level where the knife went in before, then you're obviously now going to chip away that line. So this tool can never go below the point. I'll put them both in here together. This tool can never go below the point that the knife went in before. So it's a question of experience. I know how deep this is going, and I know what's going on. And when it comes time to the next stage, clearing it, I never go below that point. And you might have seen sometimes something like this. I'm coming along and clearing. At some point, I get here and I think, just a minute. And I come here, and I'll put this knife back in here again. Because I felt that it's starting to stretch. When I was doing this, I felt that it was starting to pull a bit. And obviously the wood is, I haven't carved deeply enough. So I stop because I can feel that. I can feel the resistance. Come back in, cut this just a tad deeper, and then now I'm safe to move ahead. And it's the experience of knowing when that resistance is coming that means I don't have chips anymore. Now that I've said that, we know what's going to happen in a few minutes.
Yeah.
So if I can just, how do you avoid chips? It's a question of feeling the wood as you go. And then the other one is, of course, common sense stuff. You don't sit here and poke so that the knife goes bang and smashes into other stuff. Common sense, stuff like that.
Yeah. Thanks. I'm taking notes.
Don't take notes, just carve. It's just
carve.
experience. No, really, without being sarcastic.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with note-taking. You can't learn from one guy's mouth making sounds in the air that rub in your ears. You're not getting it. You can't learn from somebody explaining it. You can only learn by just doing it. Yeah. Okay, this corner I think is rough cut, step one. Let's move along now around here.
Note-taking intensifies.
No, I thought it was supposed to be the clicking of MacBook keys. Isn't that what it is these days? There's no note-taking. It's you're in a lecture theater and all you can hear is clicky, clicky, clacky, clicky, clacky, the keys and stuff. Or keys don't clack anymore. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Depends on your keyboard. Some people really like the noisy ones.
Not in a lecture theater, you don't.
Yeah.
Note-taking. You guys, just get
Writes
the
in
knife
notes,
out.
just carve and stop taking notes.
The writes a note that says, "Do not take notes, get busy with carving," says he writing the note. No, really, please, just... But it's happening, that Facebook. Did you see this? The new ones this morning. There's such cool stuff happening over there.
Oh, yeah, the fan group.
Yeah, there's
Like
a bunch of new carving up
fun.
there this morning.
That's great. Where's everyone getting their wood? Or just like you've suggested,
Whatever, yes.
getting whatever they've got already?
There's both styles. People are ordering. Some people are making it themselves. Some people are just using whatever's on the kitchen table, carving the kitchen table.
Yeah, carve the kitchen table. As long as anyone you're living with is okay with it.
Whatever. She's just going to make noise anyway, so...
Let's see. Is this a different block of wood? The grain seems really pronounced, someone's asking.
The grain seems pronounced. These black lines are designed to show this isn't grain lines. These are design lines.
Maybe that's... But every new block is a different block. So that's true. And then we've got, we could carve our notes. Carves notes into wood blocks.
Yeah, okay, that's the way. That's it. That's
how
it.
you
That's
do
the
it.
ultimate idea. So make lots of notes, do it with this tool.
Yeah. Oh, man. Someone asked if I'm on Facebook with photography. I'm not, but do have this. I have not uploaded in a long time. Oh, where's the fan page? Someone send a link for us, please.
It's on my Twitch front page, which if for people who are watching now on desktops, if you just scroll down below the video window, it's there.
We got
It's
the
okay.
link 3 times.
Only 3 times.
Only 3 times. Yep. See, someone asked about Facebook. So I don't have a photography-related Facebook, but my wife sometimes posts on an Instagram page, but I don't think we use it very often. It's all Japan and a little bit in Cambodia from when we went there last summer.
What Cameron's not mentioning here is that he and his wife used to be crazy about photography, but they now have a baby.
Yep. So now there's no time for photography.
Well, there is, but it's only baby pictures for
Yeah.
grandma, you know, so
Pretty much.
we don't want to go there.
Yeah. Let's see. But a lot of those photos are ones I think you've already seen. But when is camellia oil involved? Is it?
I just used it a few minutes ago. We've got a little bottle of camellia. If you hold it up, whatever.
You see this okay?
And it's normally a printer's stuff. Printers use it to lubricate the bottom of the rubbing tool, the Baron. But I used it a minute ago to highlight some of this. I can do it again.
Oh yeah, please.
Put a splash on my finger here. So I'm rubbing a tiny bit of oil here. And it just makes the paper transparent. Whatever leftover papers here transparent. But using too much is dangerous because it softens this thing and the lines will peel off. You know, so. Look at that. You can't get any sharper than this. It looks like Jed just drew right on the wood. You know, it's crazy.
What do I do for a living if not photography? Someone else answered, Cameron works at Mokuhankan. Yep, that's where I am.
You see, what would you like to do for a living? Like,
No.
Be careful how you answer this, okay?
No, what do you do? I'm here.
I mean, as in, like, what do you do every day, you mean?
Yeah. What do I do?
Today is the 1st of December.
Yep, so
Today it's
paycheck
payday.
day. Yeah.
You know, calculating all the people's pay, making the pay payments, putting it all into the bookkeeping system, getting the end of the month exchange rate, updating the sales for the month. There's a lot, and I've got my list. We've got to call Uede-san and Mabe-san. There's a update has to be done on. We're buying that kozo. I have to talk to Moriki-san today.
Yeah.
Sawaki-san.
And subscriptions, right?
The new website has to be open today for the new subscription system. Oh, the subscription,
And subscription billing, yes. There's a long list today. And instead we're chatting with you guys. It's a good way to start the day. Hopefully Cameron doesn't get paid in woodblock prints of Monopoly money.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Hey.
And now we're talking.
That he carved himself.
Yeah, oh no. No, people will definitely be able to tell they're not the real deal. If I can. This particular Gumpy doesn't look as easy to use as other Gumpy you've used. Someone else answered it's kind of a collage. Is it multi-layered this
Yes,
time?
so that's again, it's not the Gumpy itself that's wrong. It's the fact that it's pasted on little pieces all over the place, you know. I can't really start to describe it again. We'll go through it next time we do the process. But
my job description, according to Tsubasa Akari, is I'm the one who carves the notes for Dave on what you have to do today. I don't write notes. They're all carved too.
I don't want you to make notes about what I'm supposed to do. I just want you to do it.
Yeah.
Have you done that billing? You did the billing last month, right?
Yep. Yeah, with you, and so I'll probably have some questions, but I should be okay on getting that going.
Okay, before you start, there are as usual, a bunch of exceptions.
Always.
So.
Will there be a big New Year's parade in Asakusa? You've been here a little
There's
while.
no parade. There's just the Asakusa's main business, Sensoji Temple. People line up to do Hatsumori, their first praying of the new year.
Right.
And for 3 days, for the first, second, and third, there's a non-stop river of humanity in front of the temple. Not over here so much.
Right.
The police close all the streets around, so you can't get to Sensoji from the side or the back, because otherwise people will be cutting in line.
Right.
You have to come in under Kaminarimon, the gate.
Wow.
So all the side access between Kaminarimon and Sensoji is closed off and barriered by the police for 3 days.
Wow.
And they stand there day and night,
All
day
day.
and night, all day and night. So the only access is from Kaminarimon, and the river starts about an hour or so before New Year's. You know, the last
Like
hour.
11 p.m.?
Yeah, so they do this shutting off about 11 p.m. and force all the waiting people into this line. And for 3 days, the only way in. And once you get halfway along, you can no longer move left to right. So about halfway up the line from Kaminarimon to get to Sensoji, there's traffic signs. Police have put up traffic signs. You saw the wires are there already. They're getting ready.
Yeah.
And it says from here on, if you're going to want to leave by the Ginza line, Asakusa station, get on the right-hand side of this river. Because once you go up onto the temple, you can't cross back to the left. And if you're going to leave through Tsukuba Express or Tawaramachi Station, start getting yourself on the left-hand side of this river.
Wow.
So over the next 100 yards, 200 yards, you move gradually to the side. And then when it's fine, the police rope it off and they let people up the steps in batches of about 1,000 at a time. They hold a rope back. And this goes on for 3 days. Starts at the hour. The police rope it off for the last half an hour. Then the temple people get it all cleaned up and blah, 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 get the signs changed and whatever. And then when the bell rings at midnight, the police let go of the barrier. The first 1,000 people stream up. And there's another, the next line of policemen has the next rope holding back the next people.
Wow.
And this goes on non-stop 3 days. So if you've been on the left side of this river, you throw your money in the box and people pushing from behind. You've got like your 10 or 15 seconds to make this thing. And then out you go to the left. And because of all this closed off system, you can't get back to the Ginza Line station.
Yeah.
So you're forced to come this way. So we see in front of our shop, half the people who have come to do their first praying at Sensoji, half the people end up coming this way in front of our shop.
Wow.
And you haven't seen it. This river, this street in front of us becomes, from like a half an hour after midnight, it becomes a river of people. And if I wanted to get here to go across that coffee shop, it's going to take me like a minute or so to get across the street to the coffee shop.
And it's usually a 2-second walk.
Well, and this goes on for 3 days, 24 hours a day, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
And this is happening at the same time. This is also happening over at Meiji Jingu, Meiji Shrine, over on the other side of town. And in recent years, there's a third one, Hie Jinja, near the Prime Minister's residence there, has become also, for people that just, it's sort of overflow or whatever.
Right.
So nearly everybody in this society makes their obeisance, makes their first prayers of the new year at one of these 3 shrines.
Wow.
I wanted shrine/temple. Meiji Jingu is a shrine. This one's a temple. Hie Jinja is a shrine. But it doesn't seem to matter. As long as you get out there and talk to the gods and throw your money in the box, you're going to be okay for a year.
Wow.
And it's a spectacle. It's really a spectacle.
It sounds like it. But aren't there thousands of temples and shrines?
Well, sure,
around the
people, of
city?
course.
So
People
why do they
to
go to the
because
3
this
big
is the big
ones?
deal. Because it's a big deal. I mean, what can I say? Why do people go to the Vatican? Why do Christians go to the Vatican? I don't know. It's not. The other thing is, all those shops on Nakamise, all those shops in that, they close because they can't function. So for 3 days, they're closed. The biggest time of year when the most people, they're closed.
Oh.
Because you can't. Once you go on, you couldn't get in there.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Let's see. Jumping way back.
Copy it now, then.
Yeah, and I just did. Working in Japan, you're not supposed to leave until your boss does, and Dave lives in the shop, so I guess
what are you going to do, Cameron?
So
how is this going to work out? So,
thanks.
Well, actually, you can talk about that. What's the thing that we're trying to do here?
Yeah.
Should I talk about it? You talk about it.
Go ahead, I think.
Whatever.
Or do you want to carve?
I can mention one little bit about it.
Okay.
Because I have to be careful what I say here, because it's in Japan. You sort of say your words, and people are thinking, "What is he really trying to tell me? What's the message on his words?" If you've ever been married to a Japanese lady, or if you've ever been married to a lady, I don't. You can say one thing, and they're thinking, "What is he really trying to tell me?" So I can say something about this. the system we've set up with Cameron, speaking to the stream here now, the system we've set up with Cameron is basically sort of like a Western system. He's got a certain number of hours he wants to work, or that we're going to pay him for. It's a semi-free time, flex time.
Yeah.
But we are a shop, and we are here during business hours, so he's got to sort of overlap with that time.
Mm-hmm.
But the philosophy that he and I talked about before hiring him was that we would try and do it on the system that both he and I grew up with. You go to your job, you get paid for it, you go home, and you enjoy your personal life as well.
Mm-hmm.
We've tried to set it up this way. And so far, that's the way it's working, I think. You go home. Cameron sort of, sometimes 5:30 comes along and Cameron goes home.
Yeah.
And some of the other people here, even though they also do the same thing, the girls here go home after the shop closes, but when Cameron leaves, some of the other people think, like, he's leaving already, or what's going on? This sort of situation.
Sorry, guys.
So,
but I also come a bit earlier than they do, I think, usually, depending on which train I decide to take in the morning.
There's this thing about, when you're trying to live in a country, the common sense thing is to obey the rules of the culture of the country. What's that phrase they talk about? And when in Rome, blah, 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 blah. And it's true to an extent. You can't try and impose a foreign culture's rules here, or it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And yet this is sort of what we're trying to do, in one sense. So if we had a Japanese company here with people that are going to work till like 9:30 every night, and you bugger up at 5:30, the conflicts, it would just be intolerable, to mix the two things.
Yeah. But since you also kick everyone out as soon as the shop closes,
well, we try to.
That's what you said. Yeah, you try to do. Then I guess it becomes a little more tolerable.
But then I end up staying here, so like
forever.
Everybody does what I'm doing rather than what I say. So I don't know.
Dave, you didn't tell us that as a left-hander you use right-handed hangito.
Oh my God! Don't start this.
No,
I'm not being sarcastic. It's a huge thing to explain. I have a bit of mixed feelings here. I spent 2 pages in my book trying to explain it, so I'm not going to do this. Go buy my book and we'll explain it. Should I do it now? Should I try and explain it now? We do this every once in a while. It takes up a huge amount of time.
Another person similar said, as a lefty, I'm interested if he uses right-handed tools because lefty tools don't exist.
Yeah, no, lefty tools exist.
Yeah, and you can buy left-handed tools, but someone else said, I use right-handed as a lefty.
I guess I should try and explain it again. It comes up every once in a while. Let me see if I have an opposite-handed tool here to explain it.
I'm right-handed, so I already have an advantage getting a job at Mokuhankan as a carver.
No, I don't have the other one. I know. Okay, let's try and do this then. All right. Let me zoom out a bit. I'll need a...
Should I turn this back to you?
No, leave it. I'm just trying to do it under here. Okay. Let me see. Here's a line. We're trying to carve this line, left person, right-handed person. Is it showing okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, the knife... This is a right-handed knife, meaning it's flat on one side, it's beveled on the other side, and it's beveled, what can I say, this way rather than that way. I can gesture, And a right-handed carver, I'm going to try this, I can't do it because I'm not right-handed. A right-handed carver picks that up in his hand like this, and he's going to try and carve this line, and he's going to put the flat side of the blade on the line, and he's looking over his hand. I'm looking... Oh, how can I do this? They can't see me. Can I zoom out far enough? If I zoom way out. Okay, let's try this. There's that line. The right hand, the flat side of the blade is on the right-hand side of the line. I'm looking over my hand down. This is a right-handed carver's stance. And you pull your knife down this line, and because of your field of view, you can see where the line is going round and round and carving and this and that and this and that. It's a right-handed way of doing things. Now when I started doing this, I just picked up a tool without knowing what it was, left-handed or right-handed, but not knowing about that traditional way of holding it. I picked it up in my left hand and I started carving like this. Instead of looking over my hand, I looked straight down onto the wood, and I put the knife on that line, flat side on the line. I look straight down, and bingo, it works. because I'm a lefty carving with a right-handed knife, but carving the quote-unquote wrong way. I'm looking down on top of this. And the problem with this way is that I can't see the line that's coming up. But the good part of this is I'm still doing it the right way. The flat side of the blade is on the line. So the advice to beginners over there, you geeky foreigners who are trying this, who don't have access to a teacher and who aren't going to spend 10 years learning how to do it this way, because this is really, really difficult at first, the classical way. It's difficult to stay on the line. It's difficult to control it. So most of us newbies, we do it this way, under our nose rather than over our hand. So it's simple. If you're going to do it under your nose, get one that's the wrong way round. That way, the flat side of the knife stays on the retained wood. So as a lefty, I use a right-handed knife. If you're a right-handed person, get yourself a left-handed knife. I don't have one to show you. Carve under your nose. You're going to be okay. Is that it? Is that the explanation? I'm not quite sure. You know, if I...
Someone else, following Dave's advice, as a right-hander, I went to the supplier and asked for a left-handed knife, and it took 10 minutes to explain why to the supplier.
Yeah, the other thing is, you can make it yourself. I know these knives are hard steel on the back. I can zoom back in now, right, to show this next part of it. Is it going to focus? It'll take a moment. It'll take a moment.
There you go. It's coming in.
Okay, these knives are hard steel on the cutting side. The part that we're going to sharpen that hits the wood are hard steel. The top is a softer iron, much less carbon. But other than that, it's ambidextrous. We've sharpened it this way to make it into a right-handed tool. Just get a file out, bang it off, bevel it the other way around. So you can turn a right-handed blade into a left-handed blade by just taking a few minutes. If you've got a grinding wheel, that's dangerous because it gets too hot. But if you can do it on a grinding wheel very softly with lots of water, very carefully not to overheat it, you cut that angle back the other way. And you've now got a left-handed or right-handed tool, whichever way you want to go. For the beginners in that stream who are doing it, don't sweat this too much. You've got a knife, you've got a piece of wood, you've got a design. Just carve it, just get going. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if you're going to explore a little bit farther and get this thing going a little bit more cleanly and neatly, think about this. So.
Okay. Cool. They've got some ideas they're thinking of adding to the bot. So if someone asks about left-handed versus right-handed, they'll record the video or send a link to a short video of that explanation right there. Seems, that's so clear now. I've been looking under my hand. Over the back of the hand makes sense. I'll try the correct way next time. Or I'll buy a lefty knife. Not sure yet.
The over the back of the hand is fabulous, but my God, it's difficult at first.
Takes a lot of time to get used to it.
Until I didn't know about that. So I learned about that after I'd been carving like for 15 years. So should I switch?
Yeah.
I can't switch. I'm 66 years old. I can't start again from the beginning. You know,
you don't want to start.
I'm one of the best carvers on the planet. I'm doing it the wrong way, but
the results
are there. So I'm not going to go back now. This is why I don't teach carving. Chon-san, the guy who's learning it, he's working for me here. But as far as the lessons go, he goes over to Asakusa's place, to learn the classical techniques. So.
Right. Can we make this a 24-hour stream?
No, I want privacy in the toilet, please. No, it doesn't need to be. I mean, come on. This is not that interesting. 90 minutes a day is fine.
Yeah. 6 minutes left. Get your questions in now. Can't carve notes fast enough. I hope you're carving those notes over the back of your hand. Oh, these guys are funny. The new guy. That's me. I'm Cameron. I'm still kind of new, although it's been almost 2 months. I think. It
has been 2 months now, because October 1st was your starting day.
Starting date. So, hi, happy 2 months. But I'm still not normally on the stream. I'm usually doing other things, but I got invited.
There's so much work waiting for us today,
Yeah.
I know the Kickstarter natives are now getting restless. I know on the Kickstarter we had that book, the 10-page book.
Right.
And I didn't post any updates about it because I didn't myself think about it. In my own mind, I know it's coming along. We're going to do it. That's okay. But the Kickstarter campaign closed 2 months ago. And we saw it like you're supposed to be making updates. And I didn't care. I don't need to make updates. I know I'm going to send the book,
Yeah.
But there are people out there who are now starting to get restless. What's going on? So that's something else maybe we need to make an update on. And I can't do that here today, but I'm going to Mokuhankan, whatever, to get to Jed was signing those prints. He brought his seal with him, but the prints aren't here because I forgot to preset them.
Oh, no.
So Ome is sending the 100 prints here today, the wide prints for making that book. I have to go to Makati tonight or tomorrow, whenever Jed, one night in this hotel room. Me and Jed will meet up in the hotel room and sign and seal 100 prints. So we'll try and get some pictures of that, and then I can blog the Kickstarter. Look, it's actually happening. Here's the 100 prints. We're making the book.
Right.
And I hadn't forgotten about it, but I'd just been like, whatever, it's coming along. People, don't worry, But now they're getting restless. So.
Yeah. Are you getting emails or is it messages on the Kickstarter campaign?
It was an email this morning.
Okay, so. Got it. I think I tried adding a Cameron command, but hasn't been working. Cameron is a rare treat. Blink twice if you need help, Cameron. What does that mean? Get me out of here.
Yeah, so hostage. What am I supposed to think about that comment? Hey, Cameron does get paid, actually. And I think, without wanting to toss any secrets out, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
You're getting paid, I think, for what you do.
Yep. How do you ship things back and forth between Asakusa and Ome so quickly? Japan has really, really fast delivery services.
Takuhaibin.
Takuhaibin. Like home delivery. So there's the post office, which is pretty quick, but there's also a couple of delivery companies.
Whose employees are literal slaves, actually.
Yeah.
So you talk about getting home at 5:30. Give me a break.
They are crazy. There are a couple of these companies. Here, I'll distract the stream so you can curve again. There's two huge ones. One's especially big, Yamato Kuroneko, and then the other one is Sagawa. I mean, there are several other more regional delivery companies.
Kuroneko meaning black cat. People
black
maybe have
cat.
heard of it, so of course.
And that's their logo. It's a black cat. And these two used to do deliveries for Amazon, but Sagawa actually said, Amazon's not paying us enough, and they're giving way too much work, and people aren't home when they say they're going to be home for the deliveries. So Sagawa refuses to deliver for anything from Amazon. And then Yamato does it, but last month, October maybe it was, they raised their prices for the first time in, I think, was it like 27 years? It was
something like
obscenely long time.
But if you can imagine the definition of hell right now, it's the negotiations that are going on right now between those two companies. And both sides, they need each other so bad.
Yeah.
And Amazon is just, oh my God, it's just, what do they want to pay a penny a packaging or something, So.
Yeah.
Good morning, Teiko-san.
Yep, that's true, Mark Roberry. You can call the driver directly. So the drivers who are out delivering packages, they have a cell phone number that they leave on the note.
Don't do that. Please don't do that.
And then you can call them and they'll just redeliver later that day.
Yeah, but no, don't bug those guys. They're the employees. They have the company from hell. Just don't do anything to make their work more difficult.
Overworked. So it's kind of wild.
When we hear the guy coming up the stairs, we run to the stairs, sign it just to help him get out of here as fast as he can. Yeah, I don't want to do anything to make their work more difficult.
Because it's already just awful.
Yeah. They've got a pickup service. We don't use it. We carry it to the place nearby.
It's pretty crazy. But it's really, really good service, but it's awful for the employees. Yeah. I don't know why they still work there. How are they still in business?
Actually, I haven't heard about this recently. The guy, when I was living in Hummer, the guy told me, he said he wasn't married, and he said, that's it. They pay really well.
Okay, they are.
And they expect you to burn out.
Yeah.
So they're not paid cheaply, except for that scandal about they weren't getting paid for a lot of the overtime they were doing. But that's been now fixed. And in fact, there's a bunch of those guys getting staggering paychecks now. Like for 2 or 3 years of accumulated overtime. They're getting paychecks for like $30,000 in some cases.
Just gonna mess up their tax bill for the year.
Whatever, I don't know. But that's been the deal. You work for us, we will treat you like a dog, but we will pay you really well until you burn out and fly away.
Yeah.
That was the open secret.
Yeah. In my last area, where I was living before, we lived 25 minutes from the nearest grocery store or 7-Eleven or anything, and so we would get our groceries delivered, and it was usually by that Yamato delivery guy, and we would always be extra nice to him because we knew he was going way out of his way to get to us. So we'd meet him down on the first floor. We were in a 14-story condo complex, and would meet him on the first floor and grab the groceries for him so he didn't have to go up the elevator because it was just an extra hassle for him already driving so far. And
but the service is incredible.
But the service is incredible.
Just incredible.
But we talked, or I mentioned, I heard that Yamato's finally raising their rates next month and are gonna pay more, and I hope you do get more for the hard work you do. Thank you so much for always helping. And he was just like flabbergasted that I would say he deserves more money because it was not a very Japanese thing
Japanese
to say,
people
but,
no, of course not. They're slaves. In Japan, they're slaves.
Yeah. But I hope he is getting better.
No typical housewife would do the kind of stuff that we try and do for him,
Yeah. Oh, it's already 9:32.
Yeah, I've got Teiko-san's here. I'm just going to finish this little, streepy strike here. We've got a bunch of things we have to send to Ome.
And they've got a bunch of things sent to you. Or did they send them yesterday?
Well, I hope those prints are coming.
Yeah.
The prints for Jed to sign.
Yes, you're right. The bad thing is you can't tip them. Tipping is not okay in Japan. If you leave cash on the table...
They'll run after you.
Yeah, they'll run after you. You left this, you dropped this money. Things like that. That's just not part of the culture.
I'm so happy with that too,
Sorry.
No, as a consumer too, I'm really happy with that. That tipping thing I find demeaning.
Yeah, that is a hassle.
Just pay the people properly. I'll happily pay the bill, Just pay your staff properly. I'll pay them through the bill.
The opposite of America. You get paid $2 an hour and then hope you get tips.
Jeez, that bizarre system. How could such a thing ever have got started?
I don't know.
Okay, so we better wrap this up then. Okay, what's going to be happening then? Today is, what day is it today? Today's Friday. So I'll be back here tomorrow morning. Cameron won't be here, of course. Because he's one of these lazy foreigners who doesn't work on weekends, so
yep,
that's okay. Wife is all that stuff. How's the kid, by the way?
Okay? Oh, he's doing great.
Because the last couple of weeks there was so many, go to the doctor, go to the doctor.
He got really sick for a while, but he's great now. He's started walking, so he's getting into everything. It's
it's a troubled time,
but
right? So
he's fun.
Okay, so there we are. So tomorrow's stream, I'll be here by myself, I guess. I'll be just working away on this block. It's going to be at least a couple of days more work on this. And Sunday will be probably more of the same. I can't see beyond that.
Yeah. That's good.
Let's throw
I don't know what to do, so here's
pass this back here.
Computer.
Excuse me.
There you go.
I have no idea what's been on the chat here. I'll have a look at it later. Ha ha ha. Says he lying through his teeth today. I won't be looking at it later today. I'm sorry. Maybe tonight, whatever. So, hey, thanks very much for watching, guys. I'm getting some work done. Nice for the communication, and especially the prints that I'm seeing coming to life over on the fan page. I'm just so super happy about that. And then Francis's work too. William's work. Ow! One day I'll get that worked out.
Wait, is his name William Francis?
It's William Francis, but it's gone. It's just too deep in my mind now. Hi, Francis. Hi, William. So. It's just concrete in my mind. So. Anyway, there we are. Over and out. Thanks again. We've had a very good time today. See you next time.
Thanks for letting me crash your party.
Where are we? Camera comes off first, if I can find it. Where's the mic? Oh, yeah, here we go. Remember this open mic. Mic. One day we're going to screw up on this one.
Get everyone in trouble.
So, okay, good night. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.